rejoicing, beseeching, and praying. For the sake of our sentient beings, our this are dedicate. Om Guru Rina Mandala Panzamanga Samandra Savarina Samaya Ahom. I call refuge, O name of the world. Your fame provides the 3,000 words. You are Victor Varjadara Vidwadot, Abo at the feet of Father Jiti Sungo. Continue laughing with no one but you. Compassionate one grant your blessings. Dispel the darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize the unlimited nature of mine. Please turn the way of the Dharma of the true workers and the combination according to disposition and likewise the mental capacity of sentient beings. His wisdom is brilliant like the sun, free of clouds of true words, and perceive the various steps of knowledge in the true nature. For this reason, he holds the wisdom text at his heart, he has a compassion. For beings who suffering from the darkness of ignorance in the prison of samsara, as a father only son. Like a thunderclap, he awakens those who are sleeping in ignorance and losing the charm of karma. Through the 60 branch of Haramani's speech, he wears the wisdom silver to cast settling of the suffering and to dispel darkness of confusion. And the Buddhist form is pure from beginningless time, fully accomplished in the 10 levels and perfect in the body of our knowledge. I supplicate you, Manjushri, adorned by the 112 Son of Buddha, to dispel darkness of my ignorance. Om Arapasanade, 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 Om Arapasanade. You who are the perfect, beautiful body, whose flame of wisdom blesses and dispels the darkness of ordinary ignorance, are posted before you and pressed to Manjushri. Yun Glen Changwai Po Yi Xie Rome Rab Den Bar Jidin De Mo Men Sar Wan Yang Para Yang Lai San Ze Lo Tang Ge Du Jie Xia Jie Rei Zhen Zhong Yin Jie Le Do De Jie Bong Yong Ba Serje Lembo Tavre Jibe Shaje Jarbe Shala Guzanza Jagara Benje Bolai Gadenje Beman Yone Galan Denome Tata Lano Zimbe Ganonze Orjin Rumbo Jelai Zorwan De Rome Jeje Dorjen Janjen De Lo Naro Damar Vai Malai Chije Gambo Pamu Drbai Jarwai Digombe Kaju Lama Namlai Zorwan De Rome Jeje Yanja Bogane Tesom Sanje Genje Ngovoye Ransen Chige Ngonsan Donzebe Zawe Lame Shala Guzanza. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Now we're going to start teaching. The teaching topic is hearing liberation. So it's composed by Pema Sambhava. And this teaching has introduction, beginning, and more detail explained in the main teaching and the conclusion So 3 different sections. We are in the middle section, first part introduction we finish. So we are main teaching and more explain. And this main teaching has Bardo of death, Bardo of reality, Bardo of birth. So right now we are still in the Bardo of death. Bardo of death, there has different stages. So the Bardo of death, during that level, during that, Bardo of death, the different processing and the different experience arising during the moments. So if that moments, if we recognize our own nature, and then we have ability to liberate in the first Bardo is called Dharmakaya state. So that's, have also have different stages. And right now we are in the, here, introduction to the inner readings of the path. If, however, it is fair that the disease has not recognized the first inner readings, if they didn't recognize first inner readings, then the so-called second inner readings of the path will arise. There another second inner readings arise. So inner readings arise means natural ripa is arising. So that moment, our mind is pure, clear, and no thoughts, no emotions. Meditators recognize that is their own nature. So then they have ability to liberate. If someone no meditate in this life, no teachings, no instructions, then no possible to recognize in this first, second, and this, liberation, no possible. The inner reading of the path, recognize means who has Mahamudra Dzogchen teachings, who practice Mahamudra Dzogchen, and they already has some good level of familiarity, that practice. And then also, in the Bardo, when we die, that time, so spiritual teacher, guru, and our Dharma brother, sister, someone have us read this, hearing liberation for us, then that also really helps, we remember, recall our practice, and through that, we have ability, opportunity to can be liberation. So then the first introduction, the inner readings part, we talked already lost 2 days. So today is the third day. So is we don't realize that state, the so-called second inner readings of the path when arise. Again, it is said that the second inner readings lasts a little more than the time it takes to eat a meal. Second is still a little longer than first inner reading arise. First inner reading could be shorter than in the, the second inner reading of arise. This maybe still longer. So then all this time schedule, the shorter and the longer, I think is unpredictable really. Everything is depending individual. There due to the karmic imprint, karmic connection, or karma. So that's why we really don't know, but this one stay longer means someone who meditate, practice in this life, then come into the Bardo, could be this second inner reading of the path where arises stay longer than first one. Little more than the time it takes it a mere after the respiration has ceased. So the respiration ceased is the talk about the 2 different respiration has ceased, and outer breath respiration has ceased, and also inner breath respiration has ceased. I think 2 different levels. could be, this one also they're saying ultra level breath respiration has ceased. So actually that ultra level breath is we talked up there already. I have to think about it. Looks like this one, inner breath respiration has ceased. So in Tibet letter is say very clearly ultra level respiration has ceased. But could be it's a letter mistake, so I have to think about. Then, so the specifically here, okay, it arises once the vector energy has escaped into the right or left channel. Or so this is set still I think is the inner, the outer breath respiration has ceased, outer level still. So that outer level breath respiration has ceased, looks like has a different experience, there stages. And here is specifically it arises once vector energy has escaped. So, our vector energy go into the central channel. We have this then inner radiance arising, Dharmakaya nature or nature requires arising. So if then we lost that, that time if we don't have, ability to recognize and we don't have ability to liberate ourselves, we lost that opportunity and then go to this one. So see, the vector energy has escape means like escape from the central channel into the right or left channel. So right, left channel go through that and then Dula state arise same time. And then I think conscious going to leave from our body. So whichever is appropriate depending on the positive and the negative past actions of the disease. And during that time, so, we have this second inner reading path will arise. So second level inner reading path arise, that is depending individual how long that nature is stay. So here says, see, whichever is appropriate depending on the positive and the negative past actions means someone has a very strong positive, like virtuous deeds. Could be that person, this inner radiance stay really longer. Someone who has a negative past action of the disease, then inner radiance could be very short moment. And once the vector energy has emerged through one of the orifice of the body, so then this vector energy is kind of a consciousness, with the wing energy together. So some other religions call the soul too. So this vector energy, the conscious, become live from our body, one of the oral phases of the body. So then this also important when this vector energy or consciousness when living from our body. So if we live from the lower three doors, then that means the disease is going to take birth to the lower realms. And this our vector energy conscious live from this eye, nose, these drawers, like from these drawers go to other higher realms, the six realms. Take just birth is 6 realms. That's why, when we do the power practice, main purpose important is we open up our crown channel, open the crown. So this one of the oral phase of the body, we have to close. We have to close all other doors and open only, our own crown. And when when die, that time, so our this vital energy conscious live from the through the chrome, then we have a opportunity to liberate or go to reborn to Buddha Amitabha pure life. So that's why when we die, anyway, this vital energy consciousness have to live from the body. When this occurs, when that comes, the consciousness suddenly becomes awake and lucid. So when consciousness is living from the body, that moment, I think, in this, experience arising, suddenly become awake and lucid. Although it is said that these second inner readings also last approximately for as long as it takes to eat a meal. This actually depends as before. So it's a dependent individual. So due to the karma and due to the individual's practice and the devotion, we don't know exactly how long stay, but the point is, our vital energy living from the body, the moment inner second readings arising. So that can be stay longer, can be stay shorter. Whether or not the energy channels are healthy and whether or not the individual has the lack meditative experience. So we have this, I think, healthy body, channels more healthy. I think also like, some using this, our channels, practicing, can be, have more positive channel. You can control the wing and energies, something like, create yourself like good energy in your body. So that kind of person also have opportunity to, I think, stay longer this second inner readings. And then of course there's someone has good practice, dharma, meditation, then that person can this inner reading, second one stay longer too. Without that, and the experience is shorter. So that moment, at that point, the consciousness emerge from the body, and initially, individual may not know whether or not he or she has died. So consciousness is living, and that kind of, during that time, is separate from the body and the mind. So that moment, I think, this second readings arising. So that mind is just, same is explained is up there first, first inner readings when arise. So mind is clear, present, awareness, empty, and no any thoughts, is clear. It's all this, different kind of aspects inseparable. So that is the when we meditate, when you meditate Dzogchen Mahamudra, you can be into that nature state. So that kind of experience arises. When you recognize that, then we have ability to liberation. So there's a second one, when it arises, we have the ability to, liberate, because of Bardo, becoming Bardo is not ready. And still, this experience is coming, different levels. I think this one, inner breath is, ceasing. And then that moment we have this experience. So outer breath is ceasing. And that time as we have another experience. Inner breath is also ceasing. So it's going to stop. That time also have this experience. So then this second inner readings arise. That time, disease didn't recognize that dead. He or she has died. They not recognize. The relatives are seen as before. They can see that their own relatives. and the friend or co-workers, neighbors, whatever other, like they're attached to or knowing during a lifetime. So they see that everything clearly. And the same is right now we know, so like, our own relative friends, they all knowing same. So they see that. But then also, this Bardo beings has more sharper mind than right now our mind. So 7 times more sensitive, more clear. And also the Bardo being has some levels of this clairvoyance. So they can read our relative's mind, recognize what they're thinking thoughts too. So they see this, this time they can see our relatives, but instead they don't recognize that they're dead. The relatives are seen as before, and their arise of sorrow can be heard. Then there, of course, family, someone passing away, relatives always cry, sad and suffering. So gathering together, that kind they can see, can hear during this period. Before the harsh and devouring experiences related to past actions have arisen, and before the terrifying experience related to Yama have occurred. So in this moment, this Bardo being or disease not yet becoming Bardo, because becoming Bardo arise means then we have to follow by our karma. Karma is not ready to control that Bardo beings. So, example, we are in the waiting room, So you're going to join in the zone. So you are not really into the zone, but there's this waiting room. So that kind of, moment you are be in there. So that time you are not in your, somewhere, but you are not in the zone. So you are in the middle of the waiting room, similar. And in this case, so we are body and our minds become going to separate. Minds not be longer with our body together. And but no arise the future, the experience. So kind of the moments in the space we are. Okay. So that time, then it's this second inner radiance arise. If we have ability to recognize, we can liberate in that state. We have a really good opportunity for meditator practitioners. Then that moment also you see, then goes stages, then you see that all your relative friends, they're also crying and they don't know what happened to you. That you didn't recognize that you're dead. You see they are crying, gathering, doing things. And then that moment we don't have other experience arise. Means like Bardo is not ready arise. We call the reality of Bardo, or reality of Bardo is not ready arise. So that's why it's a terrifying experience related to Yama have occurred is not ready. The oral teachings should be given means at that time, they really have another opportunity to share this herring liberation to change the Bardo being's perception. And oral teaching should be given means we have to read this herring liberation through the Bardo beings at that moment. This oral teaching concerns both the perfection stages and the generation stage of meditation. In this, herring liberation teaching has a completion stage, Dzogchen Mahamudra is in there, and generation stage, all this Yadam deity practice also there. So that's why this oral teaching concerns both the perfection stage and the generation stage of meditation. So the practitioner can be has this either one practice, maybe both. So if you have both, then more opportunity, more ability to liberation. If we have only one, so then it's also that is a different case. So someone didn't have completion stage teaching, means Mahamudra Dzogchen teaching, meditate, then that person not possible to, in this state, liberate. So anyway, when we read this, hearing liberation, then remain him or her with the following words, so we can remind them. Or child of Buddha nature, meditate on this, your meditation deity. So then we call the disease name. So same as before, you have to call disease name 3 times. And then the person who passing disease, that person is Mahamudra Dzogchen practitioner. So we have to read again, the same as before we read. That first, we instruction, the reading, teaching, or giving the instruction is a completion stage. So we have to read that again for the disease. Then, if the person did not be distracted, I said, so we have to read this intermediate state, like, hearing liberation, introducing natural mind, especially that, we talked last week. So that part we have to, very important to read in this, when this stage experience arising, that time too. Did not distracted means like disease, can the person who die not let go to mind, follow the thoughts and the emotion, other thinking. So we have to keep that mind, pay attention for us, when we read for them. Okay, someone read for us, we have to keep focus to this practice, prayer, not let distracted ourselves. So someone die, if we helping them, we read for them, we have to read clearly, loudly. Reason is disease have to keep attention for ourselves, for us, So that's why. Concentrate intently or your meditation deity. So we're telling them to also, this is meditate your Yadam deity or your Mahamudra Dzogchen, focus, practice. Meditate that the deity appears and yet it's without inherent existence. Then second level, the practitioner is follow the Yadam deity. Someone practice, Yadam deity. So Yadam deity, we have so many different Yadam deities. When you come to this state case, it's all deity is the same, but have to specifically, we have to record actually which is one very strong connection. We have to record that Yadam deity. So that's why no mention about a specific name here in this teaching. The reason is, if I, during lifetime, I have strong very connection with the Buddha Amitabha, and then, I have to, when I'm going to die dissolution time, I have to record Buddha Amitabha. So if you are Tara practitioner, you have to call Tara in that state. So if you are Chinrezek practitioner or Manjushri practitioner, Vajrasattva Buddha Shakyamuni, we have to record that deity Buddha. Meditate that deity appears. Deities appear to in our mind, and yet it's without inherent existence. So same as a rainbow, appear to in the form body, no physical, inherently something exists. But deity is appear to, the appear to is appear deity, it is emptiness. Emptiness is arising. Same as the rainbow. You know, rainbow is beautifully arise, but no, you know, inherently, physically, materially exist there. Without inherent exist. So now we are in the zone right now. You know, I approach to you, I'm talking to with you, but I'm not really physically, inherently not exist in your device. So this is also a good idea too. You know, reflection, like appear there, but it's empty. Empty is hearing, hearing is emptiness. Seeing form is empty, empty is form is seeing. Like the reflection of the moon in water. You can see the moon is water clearly, but then the seeing moon is emptiness. The reason is you use your hand, go into the water. You cannot grab the moon because seeing moon is emptiness, not truly exist. But you cannot say, no, there is your eye can see clearly, but seeing form is exist, emptiness. Like the reflection of a moon in the water. Do not meditate on the deity as a solid, cooperative form. So we cannot meditate the same as the statue, form, body, solid. Okay. If the disease was in ordinary person, so that's the, you know, Yadam deity practitioner who practice Yadam deity. So we telling the disease, meditate, visualize, recall your Yadam deity. And then there, you know, this all is we create, everything is our own emanation. So the Yadam deity arise. And then Yadam deities arise, we have ability to liberate that moments. Then if the disease was no ordinary person, the person is no practicing Yadam deity, okay? No practice Dzogchen, Mahamudra. Then first, ignorating state, not possible. If then also this form Yadam is arising, and that's also not possible if someone no practice Yadam deity. So then this is like third one actually. Okay, no meditators, kind of like ordinary person means. Without a specific practice, so they don't practice specifically any Yadam deity connections. The preface the introduction with the following words. Then we have to introduction to this teaching for the ordinary people. So what do we have to tell them? Or what do we have to recall again ourselves? Meditate on the Lord of great compassion means Chinrezig. So Chinrezig is form of compassion. We record the Chinrezig is calling actually all the enlightened beings compassion. So power of compassion, we have ability to also liberate. So that's why we're calling the Chinrezig means we actually calling all the enlightened beings compassion. And our very small tiny compassion merging to the all enlightened beings compassion. So then we have used more powerfully and, you know, remove our negative karma, and we have ability to liberate. Our compassion is very tiny. It's a cup of water. You know, it's due to my background, I cannot show you the water. Oh, so this cup of water like this. Then it's this one is easily can, you know, dissolve to the earth, and this easily can dry up. So not that powerful, but this merging to the ocean, then this water has until ocean is end. So this water is remained. Similar, you know, like our small tiny compassion become recorded Chinrezig, and the Chinrezig is formed by our enlightenment. And then our small tiny compassion merging to the all the enlightenment beings compassion. So that compassion arise, and we have ability to also liberation by means of such as introduction. there is no doubt that even those who have not recognized the nature of the intermediate state will do so. So the point is, if you introducing, all these different stages, for the different person, like different ability, use this different stage teachings, that could be have opportunity to liberate for every single person, mostly they say. Yeah. So recognize the inner nature of intermediate state where do so means could be everyone can recognize. So then some still cannot. So that's why the above precise reminder should be given by spiritual teacher or sibling to those who, despite having already received this introduction from a spiritual teacher while they were alive. The point is, we have to share this to the disease. Someone died. So we can share each other, We can help each other, especially good for who receive this teaching. And then we are become actually one sibling, Dharma brother, sister already. And we have become one mandala, so we can help each other's more ability or more effective than someone not in this teaching. So just who are in this right now teaching, someone who come to read each other us is really beneficial. So that's why here says, despite having already received this introduction from a spiritual teacher while they were alive. So, we are allowing us so we can share each other. Having an undeveloped meditative experience and accordingly were not recognized the intermediate state by themselves. Then someone never have these teachings, also during our lifetime. So we have to always think about this. Right now we are living Bardo. And during in the living Bardo, we don't practice, meditate, not really connect with the Dharma that much. So then that person, I think, is no opportunity to liberate in this case, this state. Then also see equally, this instruction is of crucial importance in the case of those who. So this instruction is actually very important. The important reason is to see, equally this instruction is of crucial importance in this case of those who, despite their meditative experience. So due to the emotion or due to the disease, sickness, is so much pain and suffering during the death. So then person has a very hard to recall this practice and very hard to maintain the practice, or very hard to connection to the teaching and the practice during that time. If this due to this despite their meditative experience are divided by serious illness. See, so this illness is very strong, affected. So at the moment of death, and therefore cannot recall the past meditative experience, then the person very hard to recall the past meditation experience. So why they cannot recall because during the lifetime, they don't have enough practice. So another reason they can't recall. Second reason, during the die, so that moment, due to the illness, is bewildered by serious illness, cannot recall. That kind of happening for many people. So during that time, the past meditative experience cannot recall again. And finally, it is a spiritual necessary in the case of those beings who. So that time then, also, another problem is it is particularly necessary in the case of those beings who, despite their former meditative experience, are at risk of falling into lower existence as a result of having broken their vows and having failed to maintain their basic commitments. So in this case, the main point is, we've broken our samayas, vows, and we promise we wanted to do something, then they break the vow and break the samaya, kind of like, even you have this teaching right now in Come to the Zone. So when you come to the zone, we all need good intention, also need patience. You need joyful effort. Otherwise, you losing patience in the zone sangha each other. So that's also break the vow and the samayas. So that also create negative karma. So that's why if happening that, then that's also big obstacle to liberation. So that's why when we practice the Dharma, we have to, during the practice of Dharma is the Dharma have to go along to the path. The Gambupa say for Dharma practice, very beautiful, First, we need our mind have followed by the spiritual. So the basic, this all four thoughts, meditation practice, the mind is follow the spiritual, Lo Chi San Do. Second is called Chi Lam Do, means like we during the path, spiritual path, maintaining loving kindness, compassion, and with the practice of patience, joyful effort. Lo Chi San Do. Chi Lam Do. Then Chi Lam Do, third statement is, knowing what true and right. And we knowing, also wisdom, the truth, what is right, what is wrong. So Lam Truasar, the fourth statement is like we have to knowing right now what we're sharing is called all this dualistic is recognized is delusion, recognize delusion, and be in the nature, non-door states. So that Gambopa make four statements. The fourth statement is all actually these teachings is subsumed included that statements. So that we have to follow this instruction together. So the main point is failed to maintain their basic commitments. So we also, you have to follow the instruction and maintain your practice and maintain your patience, maintain our love and compassion, maintain our bodhicitta for others. So that's a very important sections. Otherwise, so we want Buddha, love Buddha, but don't take care of Sangha each other, then that is big mistakes. Buddha, Dharma, Sangha is equal. It's dependent on each other. We cannot think about the Buddha as important to the Sangha. Sangha, Buddha, Dharma is equally bring together. So then we can maintaining all these commitments. So otherwise also, create obstacle too. So as stated above, it is best if recognition occurred during the first intermediate state. If happening this first statement, then we are good luck, and good opportunity. then can be liberated first, and the second Bardo of reality, inner readings arising. That time, if we liberate the liberation is called Dharmakaya liberation. However, if it is does not occur therein, so due to our practice not enough, due to our maintaining patience, loving kindness not enough, then can be happening. The second one means like not liberate here. Can be awakening the liberation, attain. If that does not occur therein, so awareness can be awakened and the liberation attained during the second intermediate state. If we don't get the first state liberation, we have opportunity to second liberation, but due to our obstacle, just I share you, not enough love, compassion, no maintaining patience, bodhicitta, and then could be go to another state. Then this second intermediate state is also called the pure illusory body. So still actually, this same instruction, we are still in the second inner readings. Still we don't yet the Bardo becoming is arise. So still we are in this second instruction. We could have opportunity to liberate there. So that time, pure illusory body. We see our body is illusory body. This experience, when you meditate, we call the selflessness of a person. You look to yourself. Sometimes you really feel your body is like not truly exist. You feel it's illusory form body. So that really helps, in this case. During this second phase, still we are in the second phase, okay? We not finish the second instruction. Consciousness achieves in instance of clarity, even though the disease may not know whether or not they are dead. So still the disease is not knowing they are dead, because Bardo becoming is not yet. Still we are in the death processing. First inner readings arise, we don't recognize that state. When water energy into our central channel, that time inner readings arise, we don't recognize. So this one is second inner readings is our water energy go into the left or right channels living from the body, and that moment we have all this experience. So that time, then we have a consciousness achieved in instance of clarity, means it's into the natural ripa. Even though the disease may not know whether or not they are dead, they don't recognize that they're dead, but someone has Dzogchen Mahamudra teaching, then have opportunity to liberate in this second state. If the teaching is given at this time, so giving this time is very important. The mother and the child aspect of reality can meet, and the disease will no longer be controlled by the force of past action. Just as, for example, darkness is destroyed by the light of the sun. The controlling force of past action is destroyed by this inner readings of the path, and the liberation is attained. So, very powerful. And as long as we have this opportunity to recognize nature, mind, it's beneficial and powerful. So we have to think about, we take so many lifetimes of birth in samsara. Always this inner readings rising in this case, but we never recognize because due to our ignorance and negative karma. Also, we don't have a connect to these teachings. We always lost this chance until now. So we have to think about so many births. We lost always these opportunities. So many opportunities to liberation. We always lost this state. So now we have to really maintain, cultivating these teachings. Very important, I think. So actually, we don't have any other thing important than maintaining this practice and the teaching. Because we know that the samsara is a suffering. We don't want to take birth again samsara. So we wanted to liberate. We know samsara is suffering. We have fear for suffering. So long as we have fear for suffering, we have to try to liberate ourselves in this state. Then in this teaching really helps, okay? How to this teaching can liberate us is that the mother and the child aspect of reality can meet. So long as we have an ability, opportunity to recognize our inner radiance in this state, then that time we call mother-child reuniting together. Child aspect reality can be meet, means mother and the child can meet. This is an example. So example is, child is lost, then one day child meet the mother, then of course the child can see the mother right away, recognize, oh, this is my mother. So that's why I call child recognize mother, okay? So someone when was born, never meet their own mother and lost when was born, then that person meet the mother every single day, not possible to recognize it is my mother. Okay, same is like for all these samsaric beings. When we was take birth in samsara, we lost. So no one introduced our mother for us. So our mother is always arising every single day with us. I mean, seeing every single day, but we never recognize. So same, we have this, our called the mind nature, or we have this, nature ripa is arising all the time with us, but we not recognizing. Same is like child was born, lose the mother, then someone never introduced their mother for the child. The child meet every single day mother, not possible to recognize. So that is the same for all these samsaric beings. Then who has a teaching, dharma teaching, okay? So then the teaching helps the same is, someone say you lose your mother, but your mother is look like this. They show the picture, images for the child. Then child could be opportunity to recognize the mother because they have some, evidence, mother's pictures. And when you see the mother, they recognize, oh yeah, this could be my mother, and it could be recognized. Or someone being with the mother and then lost, and then when they see the mother again in the public place, they recognize right away they're my own mother. So same, in this case, our right now, we are in the living Bardo. We are in the right now, during in the living Bardo, teachers introducing our nature ripa. So you recognize your own nature ripa, then you maintaining, practice, cultivating that nature ripa. So that, experience, our recognized realization is called charred luminosity, okay? Then when we die, and in the Bardo, the first liberation state, inner radiance, or second, the inner radiance, this when nature is arising, that nature is called mother luminosity. So we recognize that is our own nature, inseparable. And that means like through our practice, recognize, in the Bardo reality is our nature, Ripa. So then that means like mother and the child aspect of reality can meet together. It's become inseparable. So this water is falling into the ocean water, same. Dissolve to that, mother luminosity. Our child luminosity is dissolved to the mother luminosity. And the disease will no longer be controlled by the force of past actions. If we have that ability, then our negative karma cannot control us. So we create so much negative karma previous life. We have unlimited GB, create karma. We have very big eye clothes, unlimited eye clothes. So then that negative karma is there, but that cannot control us. Long as we have ability to, our child luminosity have ability to recognize mother luminosity, reuniting is very powerful. That's why the, Telopa said in the Genji Mahamudra, so long as you have ability to recognize your own nature, Mahamudra, and you can purify many eons negative darkness karma. Same as the sun shines, 100 eons dark is can purified. So that is the same in this idea, the same point and the same teaching. Darkness is destroyed by the light of the sun. So beautiful, right? Very powerful. The controlling force of past action is destroyed by the inner reading of the path, and the liberation is attained. Long as we have this ability to recognize inner reading of path, all this darkness, eons karma is can destroy in that moment. So that's why this, Mahamudra Dzogchen is very important for us to practice. Of course, we have to maintain all these vows and maintaining basic practice. Then more focus into Mahamudra. Long as you meditate Mahamudra Dzogchen, naturally arise love, compassion for others. And then you really naturally follow to the cause and the effect. So then we knowing, cause and effect is very important to hold that. The, cause and effect we have to follow. That really important, we recognize it. And through the Mahamudra meditation practice. Sometimes like we focus too much on the basic cause and effect. If we don't practice Mahamudra, then, one day we lost our patience and that practice maintaining, because we get dropped and we thought I'd follow this cause and effect so long, but still I am same, that kind of feeling and that kind of also that is the obstacle is arising. So happening that and it can be lost our conduct. That's why, maintaining this nature ripa, you practice, then loving kind compassion arising through that. And at the same time, naturally follow the cause and the effect. So then we know the cause and the effects are very important. Now this is so-called the second intermediate state occurring at that point when consciousness leaves the body. in one which suddenly appeared to the mental body. Assumed by the disease, while the consciousness of the disease retained the same range of hearing as before. So, so that this or experience is arising, that moment, we have to share this hearing liberation teaching. And then the Bardo being has practiced Dzogchen, the person really good opportunity to liberate in this state. If the above oral teaching is given at this time, its purpose can therefore be accomplished. So they have really opportunity to accomplishment and beneficial, have opportunity to liberate. So we have to keep this teaching, really try to with liberation in this state. Since the bewildering appearance generated by past action have not yet arising, so this time still our karma is not ready arising. So you are not ready outside, still you are in the out of the inner room, but you are in the another room to go into, like, example is you are come out from your home, but you have still in the garage, or like your garden or something. You are in or there, still you are not outside. If you're not outside, then thief, gang, or these other people cannot harm to you. So you are still under the protection. So you're not ready outside. That kind of example, we are not ready still in the Bardo is rising. Reality of Bardo is not still arising. So that time, then the disease is able to direct his or her intention anywhere. So still disease we can transform the people, the someone can help that for them. Give directions, because the person is not yet in the wrong directions. So therefore, even though the individual may not have attained recognition of the inner radiance of the ground, so we don't have realized in the inner radiance of the ground, he or she will liberate by the recognition of the inner radiance of the path, which is the second intermediate state. So this one has two different levels, right? First liberation state and the second liberation state. First liberation state is called the inner radiance of the ground. So that is the vital energy into our center channel. The moment we have this inner radiance of the ground, is natural requires arising in the ground. So liberation, first state. If we don't recognize that, then our vital energy consciousness can be go through the left or right channel and lift from the body. In that moment, we have inner radiance of the path arising. So we have ability to liberate the second inner radiance of the path. So this is the path, because it's moving the nature requires going follow the path, I think, which is the second intermediate state. So there goes like two intermediate state. First one and the second one. First one is called the inner radiance of the ground. Second one is inner radiance of the path. So we didn't get liberation, this both. Then what happened? Introduction to the intermediate state of the reality. So then we go to the intermediate state of reality. If liberation is still not attained through the above introduction, so all these giving introductions, we don't have ability to liberate, then the intermediate state of reality, also called the third intermediate state where arise. So this is called third intermediate state where arise. It is during this third phase that the bewildering apparitions, which are the products of past action, emerge. So now, all this, our bewildering aspiration or apparition, which are product of past action, emerge, means then karmic imprints is arising. So in this case, we are not in our garage, so you are already outside the door. So then you see the people there, or this, people who are going to try to maybe control you, or maybe grab you, or maybe rob you, or whatever they're going to do. So that is there front of you already. So same, we are then first, second is no ability to liberate. Then this case, all this appearance is arising. Karma is arising. Karma is arise. Therefore, it is extremely important to read aloud the following great introduction to the intermediate state of reality at this juncture. In this case, then very important, read this herring liberation. So if someone read this for us, we have really good opportunity to liberate, because now you have this teaching. So without this teaching, and also hard to recognize, liberate. Second, people who don't have this teaching practice, even read, it's hard to recognize. So it's good is like we have this teaching and the practice, then someone help us read this instruction for us, really beneficial. Especially right now who are in this teaching. This who are in our right now in the teaching is our Dharma brother sister is Sangha. So there, we have become same mala, in the mala has 100 beads together. So we are in the one within the one mala. So the can hold together is very important. If someone will die from in this group, you know someone in this teaching, the helps can read this one, it's more beneficial. So it is most powerful and beneficial. Here says it is really important. At around this time, the word relatives will be crying and expressing the grief. So now you knowing you are dead. Before not really knowing you are dead, you have some experience. You see your relative, but you see your, some experience going on, and the karma is not rising. So easily your mind is controlled, easily can shift to the positive liberation. So no, in this case, very hard. Our someone like the gang people kidnap, so very hard to get back from them. Similar, karma already grabbed the person, the disease. So before karma, hold, we can change the person's direction, is easy. So no, karma is happening, that time is hard to change the directions. So someone is going into the jail, then very hard to, release. So that kind, karma is not holding that moment, have really good opportunity to, share the teaching and the introduction and elaborate. In this case, it's hard, but still have opportunity, okay? Still not that bad. At around this time, the bereaved relatives will be crying and expressing their grief. So we knowing this is going on there. They will no longer be serving the disease share of food. So then disease wanted to be in the same table, wanted to eat together, but they don't seeing for the disease. So we know someone pass our family, we don't see them. Disease see us. Same for us, when we pass in this body, we see our relatives, we want to beat them together, but they don't give us food. They don't serve the food us. And they don't see us. They will have removed his or her clothes. So they remove the clothes and the bed, and of course their things, everything's removed. Like we does that, for disease, someone pass from our family, then we remove all everything, clean up. So same, here is they will have removed his or her clothes and strap it down the bed is taken down, and so forth. Although the disease can see them, they cannot see the disease. So someone passed away, they don't have physical form body, that's why we don't see them. The disease can see, the reason is that they has a mental form body. And the consciousness is more sharp and more sensitive. They can see us. They also, the biggest problem, another is not that they're seeing us, they read our mind, okay? So that's why we have to really care for bad thoughts for someone passed from our family. Although the disease can hear them calling out, they cannot hear the departed one calling back. So we do something calling the disease name, and the disease can hear, say, yes, I'm here. But we don't hear that. They're saying, I'm here, we don't hear. Because for us, they are invisible. So that's why more suffering, cannot see the disease, although the disease can hear them calling out, they cannot hear the departed one calling back. So the disease may turn away in a state of despair. So then due to that, disease has, kind of heartbroken and really sad and suffering. So at this time, three phenomena, songs, light, and the rays of light will arise. So when we meditate, practice in the Yadam deity, so during the Yadam deity practice, we always, introducing all forms is the Buddha's body. All songs is enlightening song. All thoughts is Dharmakaya. So that practice, antidote or liberating in this state. So we have these three phenomena, song, light, and the rays of light will arise. And the disease may faint with fear, terror, or awe. So disease has a very strong, that moment has, strongly the fears arising. So someone like destroying their body, kind of very strong fear arising in the inner mind. Thus, during the period, the following great introduction to the intermediate state of reality should be given. So then we have to read this statement very strong, giving to the disease. Call the disease by name and say the following words with the correct pronunciation and the clear diction. So, a child of Buddha nature, listen very intently and without distraction. If this is distracting, they don't hear this teaching. So that's why we say without distraction. And also, right now, we have to think about ourselves as disease, because you have to hear this teaching clearly without distraction. So now without distraction, you hear this teaching, and that helps karmic imprints very strong in the Bardo. You can hear this teaching without distraction. Right now, you get distracting during this teaching, and also the obstacle same is in the Bardo too. So that's why, we think about ourselves in the Bardo being without distraction, they have to focus the teaching. Lesson very initially without distraction, there are 6 kinds of intermediate state, namely. So we talk about the 6 Bardo. The first one is called the intermediate state of living or natural existing. So that's one is right now, we are in this first Bardo right now, living Bardo core. When we was born, until death Bardo comes, so that is called living Bardo. The second is the intermediate state of dreams. It means like when in the living Bardo we have a dream, you fall asleep. So that time you have a different experience. So that's called dream Bardo. And also meditators dream recognize is a dream. The meditator practitioner's dream is used in the same as living Bardo. I mean the day Bardo, they use the practice. They not only practice the daytime, they can use this dream also for the practice. The intermediate state of dream, the second. The third is called the intermediate state of meditative stability or concentration. So this is called the intermediate state of meditative stability or concentration. So right now, if you are not distractionally hearing the teaching, we are in this third state. Okay, so in this third Bardo is called the intermediate state of meditative stability or concentration. This only have for the meditators. The regular samsaric beings have first and the second only, I think. They don't have this third one. Because they don't meditate, then how can have this third Bardo, right? So this third Bardo is right now, you are in the third Bardo. When you are into the teaching, when we finish under the teaching, if you don't get distracting, you are in this third Bardo. The fourth is the intermediate state of the time of death. So we talked that, with knowing we are die 100%, or sun, death is appear, and then dissolution state is called death Bardo. So that time we have all this first inner radiance of ground, and the second inner radiance of path. So we have that experience arising, death Bardo. The fifth is called the intermediate state of reality and the intermediate state of consequent rebirth. So the number 5 is the intermediate state of reality is now is going to introduce all these different, experience. So that is called the fifth one. Now is we're going into that teaching. Then the intermediate state of consequent rebirth. So that is the last part of the teaching. The intermediate state of reality is a really long teaching. So in this state, all these peaceful deities, wrathful deities arising. So main point is we have to recognize peaceful deity, wrathful deity, all is our own emanation. This all deity is within in the body, in the chakras. So right now we know death. So this all death is within our body. But when we die, this all death is like separate from our body, appear to the for us. So then that time we have to know all this death is our own emanation. So if long as you have the ability, we have opportunity to liberate this intermediate state of reality in the fifth Bardo number 5. Okay. So if we lose this chance, the intermediate state of a consequent rebirth means taking the birth. So also we have another choice, stop the birth, you know. If you have another some practice and teachings, you can stop the birth. Especially you can stop the lower rank birth. Until take birth, we have these teachings benefits. Take birth, then right now we are human beings already take birth. So until we die, so we have to follow this our experience. Human beings experience we have to follow. So that's the sixth Bardo. So child of Buddha nature during the after death, see, you will experience 3 intermediate states. So the intermediate state of the time of death, the intermediate state of reality, and the intermediate state of the rebirth. So these 3 is sharing here right now. Okay, the first 3 is we are living Bardo. First 3 is living Bardo. Then in the living Bardo, what is important? We have to receive teaching. We have to cultivate, meditate, practice. That is in the living Bardo very important. Then when does that in living Bardo, when we this practice benefit is a time of the death. Benefit of the reality or state of reality, intermediate state of reality, and the benefit is intermediate state of rebirth. So we have that beneficial and helps liberation in these 3 different Bardo realms, Bardo states. Okay. So now we go to the teaching slide is 119. Of these 3, it was the intermediate state of the time of death which you experienced until yesterday. So now we finish the first part. We have to know the intermediate state of time of death is this teaching, you know, when we talk about all dying time, what we have to do, preparation, everything. And at the same time, you know, authority is ceasing. And then this inner readings rising. So this different stage, especially that talk about 2 important. First inner reading, second inner reading. So that all part is, the teaching is part of the death Bardo. So now we already completely out of the door, okay, out of the house. So arising this second one is, you know, inner readings of reality is arising. So time of death which you experienced until yesterday means like until past is all arise. Although the inner reading of reality arose during this time, you did not recognize it. You know, no, we have to recognize. If we don't recognize, goes more falling to the next one. So now as a result, you will have been complete to wander here. And now you will experience the intermediate state of reality, followed by the intermediate state of rebirth. So now death Bardo is gone. Now we have this intermediate state of reality and intermediate state of rebirth. You must therefore recognize without distraction. We have to know without distraction the instruction and events which I am now going to introduce to you. So his sharing is right now I'm going to share with you introduction to you. So you have to recognize. All child of Buddha nature, that which is called the death has no arrived. So death is arrived. You are living this world. So we already living from this world. But in this, you are not alone. So we have to share this instruction, this beneficial for the Bardo beings. The reason is that departure from the family, they're extremely sad. We have to tell them, do you know you living this Bardo, but in this you are not alone, means not only you have to happen this. So every single being has this, stages or experience, have to follow, go through this. This happens to everyone. Do not be attached to this life. So this death is happening for every single beings. That's why we tell the disease, then they recognize it, then, not only for them. Otherwise, they feel extremely sad. Then we have to tell them, important is, do not be attached to this life. So attachment is the biggest obstacle. If someone attached to previous life, they cannot liberate. So someone's very strong attachment to the previous life, previous object, situation, they cannot recognize their death. They cannot go to the stages, processing. I think that kind of pause there, is very hard. There many, I think, monthly, years could be stuck there. So that's why I have to flow the future, is arising is much better than stuck there. Do not cling to this life. Even if you remain attached and clinging, you do not have the power to stay. So even you attach to previous ones, they cannot hold that. Not beneficial, nothing beneficial. You will only continue to roam within the circle of existence. So anyway, you go to continue to cyclic existence, samsara. So therefore, do not be attached and do not cling. Think of the three precious jivas. Then have to recall the three jivas, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. So then we share this instruction for the disease or child of Buddha nature. However, terrifying. The appearance of the intermediate state of reality, whatever, you get fears, terrifying, let go and go through that. Don't attach to previous life. Maybe do not forget the following words. Just important is, focus the teaching and meditate, right? And follow, like concentration. Think about to record the three jivas. Go forward, remembering their meaning. Have to remember the instruction teachings. The crucial point is that through them, recognition may be attained. So if you are right, we have to tell the disease, very important crucial point. If they can record three jivas and they can maintain practice, or there's someone, you know, this when they heard the teaching, you really put single-pointedly intention that, then could it be recognition, maybe attain liberation. So then we have to share this teaching. Alasa means like really strong, sad words is called alasa means. So usually people in the Western countries say, oh my God, you know, that kind, you know, alasa is. So it's very strongly said words. No, as the intermediate state of reality, reality arise before me. So also I want to clarify that J is like Allah, Sa or E. There's calling the words. So in Tibet, they have two words that comes together, J, Ma. Then that means like very sad calling words. But J only, you know, then not that sad. It's calling someone name like J, means Jema, means the more sad words. So Bardo beings very suffering, sadly, so we're calling them. So Allah says, no as intermediate state of reality arise before me, renouncing the mere thought or terror or fear. So we have to give up all this kind of, you know, feelings. And if we don't give up or we don't knowing this feeling, then we are extremely suffering. So that's why renouncing the merest thoughts of terror or fear. So how do we can give up this, you know, fears? I will recognize all that arise to be awareness, manifesting naturally of itself. So this terrifying or, you know, fear rising from our nature, Rigpa. So that's why we have to knowing nature Rigpa and maintaining nature Rigpa. So if we have that ability, then all this terrifying is naturally dissolved to the nature Rigpa. So same is like, you know, right now we are in the living part though. We have like strong emotion arise. The moment if you have ability to this emotion controlled be in the nature Rigpa, seeing this emotion is empty and you know, rootless, groundless. We share the Mahamudra teaching that talk about all this emotion is rootless, groundless, emptiness. So dissolve into the nature Mahamudra, nature Rigpa. The emotion dissolved. If we have that ability, then in this Bardo, this terrifying, you know, fear arising, you can dissolve to that state. You can release that or in that state. Then, you know, it's very important when we share the supplication Tara, the prayer, the talk about, you know, supplicate Mother Tara, you know, Dharma Dharta, you know, protect my, you know, the fears. So same, you know, this time you have to record this Tara as please protect from my fears. And the knowing or this fear is arising from our nature, and then you can dissolve this all fears to the nature Rigpa. We have ability to liberate, recognize all that arise to be awareness, manifesting naturally of itself. So knowing such songs, legs, and rest to be visionary phenomena of intermediate state. At this moment, having reached this crucial point, very important state, crucial points, yeah? So we cannot, fear ourselves. So the point is in these songs, legs, whatever arising, we cannot terrify ourselves. So we have to, all these songs, legs, rest, have to recognize it's our own emanation, our own experience. As long as we have that ability, we have liberate all these fears is dissolved into the natural rebirth. So we have to know vision phenomena of this intermediate state at the moment have reached this crucial point and must not fear the example of peaceful and wrathful deities. So this moment, then all this peaceful deity, wrathful deity is arising. So first, peaceful deity is arising. So peaceful deity, we have a tanka, or this the peaceful yidam deities. Someone who has this teaching, then you will knowing this songs, light, rest is peaceful deities, disciplinary. If someone don't know this teaching, someone knowing this peaceful yidam deities, then there only have the songs, legs, and the rest. I don't think there has same as like right now we have a tanka, draw the yidam deity appear to them. Okay, so that's we have to really understand clearly there. Who has this teaching? Who have this tanka? Then the visualize this tanka image. So we knowing when we get that this crucial point, we knowing this is our own emanation. Our own emanation means, this from our heart center chakra has all these peaceful deities located. So until die, this peaceful deity is within our body. So that time, when we die, that time, then second, this Bardo reality, all these peaceful deities arise in the form in the front of us. So who has this teaching? Meditative practice. Then knowing this is the all peaceful and wrathful deity which manifests naturally. Manifest means like our own manifestation, not somewhere else coming from this manifestation is. All is our own experience. So without this teaching practice, not possible to recognize it is our own manifestation. So that's why very important part. When this, visionary phenomena arising, that time we have to know this is our own emanation. No peaceful deities arise in front of us. So if knowing that, you're not going to get fear, not terrifying. So if we know knowing, then we're terrifying, have so much fear in that state. Okay, so that's why here, which manifests naturally, go forward, reciting these words distinctly and be mindful of their meaning. So we have to chant this prayer and pray and strongly our heart, record our practice. So could it be we can record our practice? Right now you have this teaching, and then in the Bardo, you can recall again. The main point is you have teaching, but also you have to maintain this teaching. Practice Mahamudra, practice Yadam deity. So Mahamudra Dzogchen practice no liberate us in this case means that you are already second state. Dharmakaya liberations come from Mahamudra Dzogchen teaching practice. That is that when we die called death Bardo, dissolution time. We don't have ability to recognize that state. Then come into this second state is called Sambhonakaya liberation. So that's why Dharmakaya, Sambhonakaya, Nirmanakaya, all this level is our own experience during the Bardo. The first is Dharmakaya liberation. If someone has practiced Mahamudra Dzogchen, they already liberate. They not come to in this state. So no the due to the obstacle, no liberation, that first state. And come to in this state, the most important beneficial is Yadam deity practice. So Yadam deity practice is called the Sambhonakaya liberation. Because all this Yadam deity is arising from our own emanation. So that's why peaceful wrathful deity within manifests naturally. Go forward reciting this word distinctly and be mindful of their meaning. Do not forget them, for it is essential to recognize with the certainty that whatever terrifying experience may arise, they are naturally manifestation of actual reality. So someone, reading this instruction when we are in the Bardo, we have opportunity to recognize our natural manifestation of actual reality. If happening that, then even with not liberation in the Dharmakaya state, we have ability to liberate in the Sambhonakaya state. So someone help us in this way, or child of Buddha nature. When your mind and the body separate, the pure luminous apparitions of reality itself will arise. Subtle and clear reading and dazzling, naturally bright and awesome, every sun, shimmering like mirage on a plain in the summer. So this is the Bardo beings experience when we body mind separate. So appear to in this kind of experience. So then this experience that arise, what the main important is, we say, do not fear them. Do not be terrified. Do not be afraid. They are the natural luminosity of your own natural reality. So that's all is our own emanation. We have to recognize is our mind display that experience. If we knowing that all this appearance is dissolving into natural mind, natural ripa, so have opportunity to liberate. Therefore, recognize them as they are. From within these lights and the natural sounds of reality where resounds, clear and thunder roars, reverberating like 1,000 luminous pairs of thunder. This is the natural sound of your own actual reality. So do not not be afraid, do not be terrified, do not be afraid. So it's sharing the teaching. The point is your own emanation. Do not terrify yourself. You know, the all song is your own emanation, your own song. The song is the really strong. It's thousands like dragons. You know, it's become one like song is together. So big, strong, shaking whole thing. That kind of song is arising. But that song is all we have to recognize our own, you know, song, not come from somewhere else. So, see, thunder roll us reverberating like 1,000 simultaneously pair of thunder. Not only one thunder is coming, thousands. This is the natural song of your own actual reality. So that long as we recognize that, so do not be afraid, do not be terrified, do not be so that's the instruction. Then instructions go continue longer more. So today, due to the time, we have to finish here. And so continue tomorrow. I'm going to share the dedication prayer. Dorjen Chang de Lopa Naropa Marpa Malarepa Dharma Lodgamba Pamotrapa Lodgigomba. Please bestow upon us most auspicious bless over Kaju Lamas. By this which you may achieve nations, be defeating all enemies, confusion. May all who towers on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death cross the ocean of samsara. Udicita, the excellent in the precious mind, where it is humble may it rise, where it is born may not decline, but it will increase higher and higher. I pray the Lama may have a good health. I pray the Lama may have a long life. I pray that your Dharma activities are purified and wide. I pray that I may not be separate from you. As Minjushri, they were all realized, automated, as did Samanta Bada, I will follow in the path and fully dedicate all the merit for sentient beings. But this, the blessing of the Buddha who attained the three kayas, but the blessing of the true one, changing Dharma as such, by the blessing of the indivisible Sangha order, may the Ashe bear fruit. By this virtue collected 3 times, by my 7 all beings in samsara and nirvana and the natural root of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain and surpass perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teachings of Guru Gompa Ranashri, whose omniscient Lord of Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue to increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation. Enter into the samsara. Om mani padme hum, mani padme hum, om mani padme hum, om mani padme hum, om mani padme hum, mani padme hum, om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Thank you, everyone. So see you tomorrow. And I have another teaching coming. Bye.
Thank you, Kempo. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kempo.
感恩上师。
Thank you,
感恩
Kempo.
上师。
Yeah.
上师，感谢。